from a water-damaged basement in Prince George's County, Maryland. It's Sunday night. That means it's time for Sunday Songs. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a good week. If this is one of many Sunday songs that you've watched before, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you. If this is your first Sunday Songs, I'd like to thank you for being here, and I'd like to thank whichever profoundly strange friend recommended this show to you. Thanks for giving it a shot tonight. I'm going to play some tunes of mine for you tonight. I'm going to play some covers. I'm going to play some Townes Van Zandt songs tonight. I've been in a mood to play some Townes recently. I'm going to play some songs for you over on our proprietary piano cam. We're going to do a wonderful Soft Boy Poem Corner segment tonight. I found a really good poem for tonight. And then finally, as always, we'll end it up with some requests at the end in the live chat and some any questions you want to ask in the live chat. So I'm glad that you're here. It always helps when you can tell a friend about the show. So if you could just text a link to the show to any friend that you think might dig it, that always helps. And I really appreciate it when you do that. Or if you're watching from Facebook, it always helps if you just comment someone down below who you think might dig the show. But yeah, man, I'll shut up and get ready to start playing. There's a couple tunes I haven't played before on the show that I'm excited to get to tonight. This isn't one of them. I played this one a lot. I was born into a circus, but I ran off to join a home. Oh, they said that I was worthless, that my family had died unknown. So it gets and so it goes, that's what you get, I suppose. But wasn't something more than a life of walking roads. All the Christians left behind at the crossroads of your town, oh, they're playing truth or dare neath the sanctuary now. Some wish they had the truth, some wish they had to go, but there ain't no sense in leaving from the only game you know. Oh, I know how good you are, how hard it is, how good you are. There's a butler in your hallway. He is troublesome and old. He repeats the word alive to describe your family code. You ask him please to go, but there's one thing you don't know. He carved April 7th, 65 into the side of your piano. Oh, I know how good you are, how hard it is, how good you are. everything that you were meant for, everything that you were born to do, does not need you to do it. Someone else was born to do it too. Like a half-grown man, you barely learn how to stand. If you shut up with what you're chosen, you'll hear something choosing you. Oh, I know how good you are, how hard it is, how good you are. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to dive into the comments here and make sure it's sounding all right. All right, good. I'm not seeing any complaints about the sound, so that's a good thing. Did I just expose the fact that I'm wearing shorts? I try to hide that. I try to hide that at every opportunity. Here's a tune that was from a record of mine called Messenger. Here's a tune from my last full-length record to come out. And this is the title track of it. It's called The Flood in Color. Clap a light, I awaken to a foot of water standing in my basement. Started rising, it took me under. The flood is coming. This is not history in black and white now. In a perfect storm, there isn't any high ground. The end of childhood, the end of summer, the flood in color. They tried to warn me, I wouldn't listen. And now all at once I'm drowning in my kitchen. My legs are broken from treading water. The flood is coming, the flood is coming. I tried to bargain, I tried to reason, but the sky was deaf, the rain was never ceasing. It's not some cheap bet I can cover. The flood in color, the flood in color. Listen close now, I was dead wrong to think that things could work themselves out in the long run. Pay attention, heed the thunder. The flood is coming, the flood in color. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. If you want to toss down in the chat in YouTube or in the comments in Facebook where you guys are watching from tonight. I always love to check it out. It's always one of my favorite parts of the show. We'll be finalizing some live dates this week, and we'll be announcing them very soon for me coming out and playing on the road. You'll be happy to know that there's no show scheduled on a Sunday night. That'll be the case going forward. All right, this is my first song off my first record. And I've come to know the wish list of my father. I've come to know the shipwrecks where he wished. I've come to wish aloud among the overdressed crowd. Come to witness now the sinking of the ship, throwing pennies from the sea top next to it. And I've come to roam the forest past the village with a dozen lazy horses in my cart. I've come here to get high, to do more than just get by. I've come to test the timber of my heart. Oh, I've come to test the timber of my heart. And I have come to be untroubled in my seeking. And I have come to see that nothing is for naught. I've come to reach out blind, to reach forward and behind. For the more I seek, the more I'm sought. Yeah, the more I seek, the more I'm sought. And I've come to meet the sheriff and his posse, to offer him the broadside of my jaw. I've come here to get broke, and then maybe bum a smoke. We'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. We'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. And I've come to meet the legendary takers. I've only come to ask them for a lot. Well, they say I've come with less than I should rightfully possess. I say the more I buy, the more I'm bought. And the more I'm bought, the less I cost. Now I have come to take their servants and their surplus. Now I have come to take their raincoats and their speed. I've come to get my fill, to ransack and spill. I've come to trade the harvest for the seed. Oh, I've come to trade the harvest for the seed. And I've come to know the manger that you sleep in. I have come to be the stranger that you keep. I've come from down the road, and my footsteps never slowed. Before we met, I knew we'd meet. Oh, before we met, I knew we'd meet. And I've come here to ignore your cries and heartaches. I've come to closely listen to you sing. I've come here to insist that I leave here with a kiss. I've come to say exactly what I mean, and I mean so many things. And you've come to know me stubborn as a butcher. And you've come to know as a guest. Will he recognize my face when God's awful grace strips me of my jacket and my vest and reveals all the treasure in my chest? Thank you. Let's see where you guys are watching the show from tonight. The Money Fork says, let's go. I'm checking in from the northwest suburbs of Illinois. Brian Heffernan is checking us out from Columbus, Ohio. Thanks for checking us out, brother. I do appreciate it. Sharon's checking us out from Cedar Creek, Texas. Thank you, Sharon. People are going at the latest episode of The Working Songwriter in the comments. It's funny to me. Happy Sunday. I'm listening from Albany, New York. I think you were here last week, weren't you, Gatom? Thanks for coming back. I do appreciate it. Our old standby, Emily Feld, is watching from the Twin Cities. Thank you, Emily, for sticking by us. I do appreciate you. DMAP. Love that you're still doing this, Joe. I love listening to it every week, not always live on 3 a.m. Oh, you're in a weird time zone. Weird to me, not necessarily to you. My man Phil Mixter is checking in from Oregon, one of our constant listeners. My man Phil Bishop checking in, saying, hoping you're all right, Texas Bandit. Thank you, Phil. This is great. Hey, my friend Sean Stuckey is checking in. Hey, Sean, what's up? So Sean did all the album art for my first couple records. He did the album art for Nation of Heat. He did it for Messenger, and he did it for The Great Despiser. How you doing, Sean? I haven't talked to you in forever, man. Thanks for catching a little bit of the show. We should catch up. Text me, man. I hope you're good. Evan is checking in from Fort Collins, Colorado. Yeah, Sean says, you might know me. I think I do, Sean. I think I do. I do, certainly. Here's a new one. Hopkinton, Iowa. I'm going to go out on a limb, Bosef USA, and say that Hopkinton, Iowa is no metropolis. And this is the great part about Sunday songs is very unlikely that I'd ever come to tour to Hopkinton, Iowa, but now I get to play for you. That's great. The Money Fork says, major props to Sean for that art. I'd say so too. Major props to Sean. I love the artwork for those first 3 records so much. Phil feels the same. That's great. Mr. Badger says, I heard you got knocked out in Colorado once. I did not get knocked out. I got punched by a female cowboy in Colorado, but I didn't get knocked out. I don't like how this story has been embellished upon. There's a major difference between taking a punch and getting knocked out, all right? So you heard it here first. You can ask Hayes Carl, damn it. And this might be a cryptic comment that I'm going to make right now, but you're going to have an opportunity. You'll have an opportunity to ask Hayes Carl about all this. Believe you me. You can ask him whether I got knocked out or not. I took it like a champ, man. All right, so I want to play. I want to play for you. I have been loving the songs of Townes Van Zandt for a very long time. It would be hard to be in the line of work that I'm in and not love the songs of Townes Van Zandt. And I've just been in the mood to play it a bit this summer. So there's a couple Townes songs I want to play for you. One of them is his most iconic song. This isn't it. And this is... I'm pretty sure Townes Van Zandt wrote this song. He certainly he does a definitive version of it. And it's a beautiful song either way. There's no stronger wind than the one that blows down a lonesome railroad line. No prettier sight than looking back on a town you left behind. But there's nothing that's as real as a love that's in my mind. Close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Well, there's lots of things along the road I'd surely like to see. I'd like to lean into the wind and tell myself I'm free. But your softest whisper's louder than the highway's call to me. Close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. All the mountains and the rivers and the valleys can't compare to your blue-lit dancing eyes and your yellow shining hair. And I could never hit the open road and leave you lying there. Close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Well, lay your head back easy, love, and close your crying eyes. I'll be laying here beside you when the sun comes on the rise. And I'll stay as long as the cuckoo wails and the lonesome blue jay cries. Close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. I'm pretty damn sure that's a Townes Van Zandt song. It's he's definitely the one I've heard do it the most, if it isn't. Dallas, the voice says, listening in while watching my daughter's soccer game. Good night, all in all. I can't believe you're selling your daughter out like that. Can't even listen to what's going on in her game, Dallas. I mean, I appreciate your dedication to Sunday songs, but you know. Okay, so definitely a Townes Van Zandt song. Great job, thank you. Right? I knew it was. Well, this would be Townes' most iconic song. I hesitated to play it because most people who listen to this kind of singer-songwriter type of music, they've maybe heard this song too many times. They've heard it a lot. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, if you stay away from songs like that because you don't think people want to hear them, then I don't know, maybe younger listeners or people who have never heard it, they won't get the chance. And the reason that something is a classic is usually because it has classic qualities. So Townes Van Zandt was what the quintessential songwriter. And he was, while he was alive, I think he lived in a fair amount of professional obscurity. But one of the high watermarks of his career was when this song was covered by Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard, and Waylon too. I'm not sure. I know Townes' version of this, but this would be considered like a classic in whatever the genre, if you want to call the genre like singer-songwriter music or Americana music. This is one of the fundamental building blocks of it. And I heard the song early on, but then I got to study at the feet of Steve Earle. When I went on the road with Steve Earle 10 or 12 years ago, Steve was a protege of Townes Van Zandt. He studied at the feet of Townes Van Zandt. And then many years later, I got to study at the feet of Steve Earle. And he happened to be on a tour where he was playing mostly Townes Van Zandt songs. This was in 2009. And so I got to learn this song at the feet of Steve Earle. Living on the road, my friend, was gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron and your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only son, but her favorite one, it seemed. She began to cry when you said goodbye and sank into your dreams. Pancho's a bandit boy, horse as fast as polished steel, wore his gun outside his belt for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. Oh, but that's the way it goes. All the federales say they could have had him anyway. They only let him get away out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dust that Pancho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they let poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go, where there ain't nobody knows. All the federales say they could have had him anyway. They only let him get away out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold. So this story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. All the federales said could have had him anyway. They only let him go so long. Out of kindness, I suppose. A few gray-fed Riley say could have had him anyway. They only let him get away. Out of kindness, I suppose. You got it. Towns' most iconic song. If you hadn't heard it before, you probably have, but if you hadn't heard it before, you heard it now. I'm going to head over to our proprietary dashboard cam. Not dashboard cam, piano cam. Where's my mind? If you've never been to our show before, we have this proprietary 2-camera technology where we don't have one, we have 2 cameras here on this show, and I use it to go play some tunes on the piano. So I'm going to head over to the piano and play at least one more town song, maybe another tune or 2 of my own over there. But as always, I'm going to check the levels on this piano. So listen to me play this for a second, and if you can hear everything okay, please put down in the comments that it's okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear the vocal and can you hear this piano? Hey, yeah. All right, tell me if you can hear that. Awesome. Okay, great. It looks like you can hear it. Here's man, this is a great 3-chord. This is a great 3-chord Townes Van Zandt song. I'd always love to hear this song more with a band type feel. I can really hear like a Steve Ferroni kind of drum beat behind this, but it's still a great song. And on that tour that I did with Steve, he did a great version of this song. He might have closed the dang show with this song, if I remember correctly. Won't say I love you, babe. Won't say I need you, babe. But I'm gonna get you, babe, and I will not do you wrong. Living's mostly wasting time. Now I waste my share of mine. It never feels too good, so let's not stay too long. You're soft, is glass, and I'm a gentleman. We got the sky to talk about and the earth to lie upon. Days up and down the come like rain on a conga drum. Forget most, remember some, but don't leave none behind. Everything is not enough, nothing is too much to bear. Where you've been is good and gone, all you keep is getting there. Where to live is to fly low and high. So shake the dust up off your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Goodbye to all my friends, it's time to go again. Think of all the poetry and the picking down the line. I miss the system here, the bottom's low and the treble's clear. But it don't pay to think too much on things you left behind. I will be gone, it won't be long. I'll be bringing back the melodies and the rhythms that I find. We all got holes to fill. Those holes are all that's real. Some fall on you like a storm. Sometimes you dig your own. The choice is yours to make. The time is yours to take. Some sail upon the sea, some toil upon the stone. Where to live is to fly low and high. So shake the dust up off your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Where to live is to fly low and high. So shake the dust up off your wings and the tears out of your eyes. Ooh, that's out of tune. I gotta get the bottom of that one tuned. That's a beautiful Townes Van Zandt song. I do believe that might be his epitaph. I think that might be written on his grave. To live is to fly. I was going to play this song of mine for you on piano. I don't think I've played this in a long time. I certainly don't think I've played it on piano in a long time. Maybe our resident bookkeeper, Christopher Wilson, can weigh in and let me know. I don't think I've played this in a while. Watch, he'll come back and tell me that I played it last week, but I don't think I played it. This is a song off of an album called Windfall. You see the moon in the mirror tonight as you pull out on the 35 south. You got a lot upon your mind tonight, and so you took a ride to figure it out. The years went by like strangers that you might have recognized if they didn't walk away into the wedding night. Don't back down yet, it'll get brighter. Stand your ground like a veteran fighter. Grip that wheel just a little bit tighter now. No, don't back down yet, it'll get brighter. Stand your ground like a veteran fighter. Grip that wheel just a little bit tighter now. You see your baby in the stars tonight as you put it on the 35 south. You know she wonders where you are tonight, whether you could ever turn it around. Been a while since you could hold her hand. She's so kind, she smiles and says she understands. Don't back down yet, it'll get brighter. Stand your ground like a veteran fighter. Grip that wheel just a little bit tighter now. No, don't back down yet, it'll get brighter. Stand your ground like a veteran fighter. Grip that wheel just a little bit tighter now. Stand your ground like a veteran fighter. Grip that wheel just a little bit tighter now. No, don't back down yet, it'll get brighter. Stand your ground like a veteran fighter. Grip that wheel just a little bit tighter now. Thank you. I hope that you enjoyed the piano cam. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for America's favorite time to cry, Soft Boy Poem Corner. I found a new poet that I loved this week, I had never read any of his poems before. And this one in particular blew my mind. I hope you enjoy it. It is entitled, oh no, no. That's what we read last week. What's going on here? No. That will not work. Hold on. I'm going to get this all sorted out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get this all sorted out. Boom. Okay. Upload. You gotta get down with this poem. It's really good. Here it is. I mislabeled last week's poem. Okay. It is entitled, The Animals in the Zoo Don't Seem Worried, and the poet's name is Tom Slay. Looking at the lion behind the plate glass, I wasn't sure what I was looking at. A lion, okay, but he seemed to come apart. Not literally, I mean, but I couldn't see him whole. Mane, teeth, the slung belly pumping as he panted and began to roar, his balls sheathed in fur swaying a little, his tail's tuft jerking in an arc like an old-time pump handle rusted in midair. Somebody or something I read once said that when Jesus had his vision of what his Father God would do to him, that Jesus could only see pieces of a cross, pieces of a body appearing through flashes of sun. As if the body in his vision was hands looking for feet, a head for a torso, everything come unmagnetized from the soul. The lion caught me in his stare, not at or through me, but fixated on the great chain of being that Jesus couldn't see and that a zebra might gallop in, black and white stripes marking longitudes of this world turning to meat, bloody meat. This vision of an inmate that Jesus' Father helped to orchestrate by making a cageless cage with glass instead of bars. Though the lion didn't seem to care, he was roaring for his keepers to bring him food. So everything's what it should be if you're a lion. Nor did the sea lion seem concerned about having gone a little crazy, barking incessantly so I could see the plush, hot pink insides of its throat. Though like the lion through the glass, there's this distortion, my reflection I'm looking through that makes me float above the zoo. And now this silence at closing time pours like a waterfall in different time zones of silences that, pouring through my head, surround roaring, barking, human muttering. Is any of that what being sounds like? Or is it just animal gasping like what Jesus must have heard from the thieves hanging beside him, one damned, one saved? What was in his heart when his vision clarified and he saw it was a hand he recognized that the nail was driving through? I absolutely can't believe that it's possible for somebody to write something like that. Stunningly beautiful. I'm here to take your requests at this point. Let me know what you want to hear. Brian Miller is saying hey from California. Okay. See, Tanya says that I'm correct on the headstone, that to live is to fly is the epigraph that is on Towns Friends Answer. That's what it's called on a headstone, right? That's your epigraph. Walter Duden Downey says, hey, Joe, when you toured with Steve, was his son Justin playing with him still, or had he moved on already? I saw you in Conroe, Texas, that tour. No, Justin Steve was playing solo on that tour that I was on. But then what's interesting is I did that tour with Steve, and then I did a really long tour with Justin right after. So I got to know the Earls pretty well in the course of a year. I just saw Steve Earle this week. He came through town to play the Birchmere. I took my son to the show. It was a really good show. He was playing all the hits, man. I really recommend if Steve Earle's coming close to you on his latest tour, and he is probably because he's touring a lot. Go see the tour because he is playing the highlights of his catalog. It is fantastic. Chris Seagrave says, will you play Windfall, please? Yes, of course I will. I love requests that I don't get a lot, and that is certainly a request I don't get a lot. So you got it, brother. This is off an album called Windfall. It's called Windfall. Riding on that cutting horse, don't you stand so tall. Sleeves rolled up and your shoulders back, sharp as a miter saw. Children come from far and wide and spill out in the streets to call your name and to watch you ride, to touch the boots on your feet. In it for the windfall, don't be surprised when your will to fight wavers and eventually it dies. But if you're in it for the long haul, if you're in it to survive, there's not a trench you can't be found. There's not a drought could drag you down. I can see it in the whites of your eyes. And you're in it to survive. Riding down that royal road, silver in your beer. Years came fast and they took their toll. Friends just disappear. Younger riders pass you by in all their silent style. You see that brightness in their eyes. You hang your head and smile. If you're in it for the windfalls, don't be surprised when you will to fight wavers and eventually it dies. But if you're in it for the long haul, if you're in it to survive, there's not a trench you can't be found. There's not a drought could drag you down. I can see it in the whites of your eyes. If you're in it to survive. Thank you. Thank you for the request. I think that was from Chris. Cindy is a really long time listener, so I'm going to do one for her. She wants to hear "Free Rider." You got it. I got to grab And it sounds like a lot of people want to hear the letdown. We could do that too. Let me grab this different guitar to do Three Rider. Whoa. Let me just tune this for a second. I wasn't expecting to use this guitar. If this is your first time coming to Sunday Songs, I really appreciate you. Thanks for being here tonight. I always appreciate when people can kick into the quote-unquote virtual tip jar or buy a ticket for the show, kick in something over at Venmo or PayPal. If you're looking for this Venmo address, you have to switch over to a business, searching for business profiles rather than searching for personal profiles. So thanks to everybody who does that. I really appreciate you. And if you're not in a place to contribute for the show right now, it's no problem. I'll still be here playing for you every week. This song that Cindy requested is, I think, the second song off my most recent record. Never once did you stand on your own in the fire. Never once did you stand with the rest of us either. Where there's no right now, free rider. Where there's no right now, free rider. Never once did your soul and your body grow tired. Never once did you lay it all out on the wire. Where you can't hide now, free rider. No, you can't hide now, free rider. Never once did you find a true love you would die for. Or did she ask for a promise you couldn't provide her? Well, she's gone by now, free rider. Yeah, she's gone by now, free rider. And there's no right now, free rider. And there's no right now, free rider. Thank you. Thank you for the request, Cindy. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to decide I've been trying to decide how to play what's going to happen next week. So here's the deal. I haven't missed for 56 straight weeks. I haven't missed a Sunday Songs. There's a bit of an issue next week. Sometime next week, on next Sunday, is the due date that my wife is probably going to have another baby of ours. So that's very exciting, and we're really excited. And I was trying to figure out, I knew that no one would begrudge me a Sunday Songs off to go and do that. And obviously I'm going to go and be there with my wife for that and welcome the arrival of our new child. But something was really sticking in my craw about Sunday Songs not being on Sunday night at 9 p.m. So the idea came to me that I could try to have a substitute come and play the show next week. But I wanted it to be someone really, really, really good and really special. And I've got that person lined up to do it next week. So here's the deal. If next week comes and my wife has not gone into labor and it's all good, I'll play next week's show. And if she has, then there'll be a substitute here next week. But I promise you, it'll be really, really good. It'll be a big treat. So I encourage you, regardless of what happens next week with my own personal thing that's going to go down, come on by next week. The show will go on. 9 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube on this channel, same place you always click. The show will go on next week. And so it's very... it's very exciting. I think I saw a... I think I saw 3 requests for this song, so we're going to do it.
The night so long, you can almost hear it groan. The night so long, you can almost hear it groan. And we walk so far that our shadows turn to stone. It was a wretched room, but we hung up Christmas lights. It was a wretched room, but we hung up Christmas lights. And the girls played house while the neighbors froze outside. Brace yourself for the letdown. The Holy Ghost with his hands out. No peace on earth is cheaply found. Do you see my colors now? Do you see my colors now? She had long black hair, and you bought everything she sold. She had long black hair, and you bought everything she sold. And she taught you the fine points of doing just as you were told. Brace yourself for the letdown. The Holy Ghost with his hands out. No peace on earth is cheaply found. Do you see my colors now? Do you see my colors now?
Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the show. I really appreciate you coming here every week. Sunday Songs will be here next week. I'm not sure if I will or not, but if I'm not, there's going to be someone in my stead who is legit. So I will see you guys very soon. I wish you the very best, and I'll wish me luck. All right? Wish me luck. I'll see you guys. Peace.